Golden Wildfire. Into the chasm.
Where am I?
Stay where you are. It would be best if you refrained from bringing out any weapons as well.
Wait, Edelgard? Hold on. What are all three of you doing here?
I have the same question. It appears we've been swallowed up by some kind of strange magic.
That's the long and short of it. But isn't all of this your doing?
When we awoke, we found ourselves here, in this dark and ominous void.
Don't tell me you can't remember what happened. You suddenly transformed and started attacking your friends. Luckily, we managed to knock you out and capture you. But it wasn't long before you came to and escaped. I was told that you were acting like someone else entirely.
I guess that kinda rings a bell. The last thing I remember is Arval telling me to slay the Ashen Demon. At least, I think it was Arval.
Arval?
The voice in my head. We've known each other for a few years now. Sounds pretty out there, right? This is why I never mentioned it.
And you claim this Arval suddenly decided to turn on you.
I know how it sounds, but yeah. There are two things I can say for sure. The first is that Arval's magic is what dragged us all in here. And the second is that there's no one in my head anymore.
Now I'm in the mechanism of my mind on just an enigma now. There's no one else there to just scour through it, it's just empty.
How can you be certain?
Because I don't feel them. At least, not in my mind. Arval's somewhere else now. Somewhere distant.
I don't mean for this to be an interrogation, but distant? From where? This story of yours is hardly convincing.
Well, you do seem to be your old self again. That, if nothing else, makes me want to believe what you're saying.
At the very least, I hope you know a way out of this fathomless prison.
About that, I know I said distant, but Arval's definitely here with us somewhere. If we can find them and figure out what magic they used on us, we might just be able to escape.
That sounds wildly optimistic.
It sure does. But considering we don't know a thing about this place, we might as well give it a shot.
In that case, let's begin looking around and see if we can't find any clues to where we are.
I have an exit. One of the others I found anything.
Huh?
What is this thing? It's a kind of weird power coming from it. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We need to use anything we can get our hands on. I'm at a real loss here. Well, what do you think, Says? Any flashes of inspiration about where we are?
Well, I'm stumped.
Actually, I have a feeling I already know the answer. Oh boy, things are not looking up. Try not to worry. I'm sure we'll find a way out if we work together.
Oh boy.
I hope you're right, because even I don't know what to do here. I'm sure our friends are worried about the disappearing act. We need to get back as soon as possible. On my side, we're trapped with the two most stubborn people on the planet. I'm sure we can get through this if we work together.
I wonder...
It is strange to fight alongside those who would otherwise be my mortal enemies. However, I have no choice but to cooperate. I should do what I can to help. And it's actually nice having such a formidable foe on our side, even if it's temporary. Yes, we have the tools until we can make it our escape, so I am at your service. I am quite scared at anything requiring physical strength. I must return to my compatriots as soon as possible. Let us see what we can find around here.
I have to say, this isn't how I imagined Fodlan's three most powerful leaders would be coming together.
Indeed. I hesitate to even consider the look on Hubert's face right now.
I don't think anyone's too worried about me, though. Vanishing without a word is kind of what I do. Even now that I'm the king of the Federation, it looks like I'm as unreliable as ever.
Or perhaps it's the opposite, and your people think you reliable precisely because you always return. It must be nice having friends you can depend on to handle important matters in your absence.
And it must feel lousy to realize no one wants to do your job, Edelgard.
I'm glad to see your tongue remains as agile as ever. Let's try moving our feet instead, shall we?
Hey, I can do both if you want. It's definitely not an either-or kind of situation. So, Edelgard, say the four of us get out of here in one piece. What are you planning to do about Dimitri? Maybe we should join forces and take him on together.
You're such a bore sometimes, Claude. And is that a serious proposal?
Well, I suppose it would be easier for me if the kingdom stuck around. After all, I get the feeling that if we divide Fodlan between the Empire and the Federation, I'll be the one holding the short end of that stick. Our goal is to deal with Rhea and the Central Church, not to unify Fodlan.
You never have been one to mince words, have you? Well then, allow me to match your honesty. It would be more convenient for me if the kingdom ceased to exist. The Central Church has a much closer relationship with Fargus than with the other regions. Even were we to capture the Archbishop and force her to dismantle the upper echelons of the Church, it wouldn't be enough. The roots of that organization run deep.
Hold on. You're just looking to capture Rhea? You're not gonna, get rid of her?
Is it not enough to subdue a foe and remove them from power?
I'm just surprised. I would have expected you to be more thorough.
And here I thought you wanted to pursue a peaceful solution.
Hey, give me some credit. If I didn't like to rock the boat, Lester would have been swallowed up by the Empire ages ago. I have ambitions, Edelgard. Real ones. I won't go into details, but I'm definitely fighting to make them a reality.
All that, and you're not planning to enlighten me? Unreliable and stingy. I, for one, have no qualms with telling you my ambitions. I seek to destroy the irrational power structure that shackles Fodlan.
Just Fodlan, huh?
Come again?
Hey, don't get me wrong. That's a goal I can get behind. That's why we're working together. But I'd be grateful if my own ambitions can be fulfilled at the end of your path of conquest.
I'd like to believe that is possible. At least for now, we can work together to achieve a common goal. And perhaps someday our pact will become a more permanent one. I hope so, at any rate.
Same here. But before that, we need to find a way out of this place.
What a terrible predicament we're in. I wonder what would happen if we never escaped. Claude doesn't hide anything from me, you see? I find it hard to trust him entirely. He's not, I promise. But besides, trusting him is the only option you've got right now.
Yes.
Well, at the very least, I doubt he would betray you since you are his close friend. For now, let us explore this area and see if we can find any clues. Seems like reaching Claude in the middle of some kind of discussion.
Dimitri, we need to talk. I'm just gonna come out and say it. After the war, I'm going to abolish the Central Church and depose the Archbishop. The people of Fodlan have been shackled by this decrepit system for too long, and I'm ending it.
You're going to do away with the church?
That's right. Think about it. Who steals your freedom and gives you an endless list of duties and obligations simply because you have a crest? Who forces you and your friends into a bunch of unwanted marriages and positions of power? The church even forbids any official contact with outside regions. Not exactly great for Fargus, right? Being as close to Serang and Albinia as you are.
But to be clear, your quarrel is with the church, yes? Not with Fargus itself?
Exactly. We have nothing to gain by fighting you. And really, our enemy isn't the actual church so much as the people at the top.
Yes, for 3 reasons. First, abolishing the church would deny the king's right to rule Fargus. Without one, the people will descend into chaos and war. Would you be able to take responsibility for such a thing once it came to pass? Second, recklessly discarding the church will only incite discord among the clergy. And finally, a revolution of this nature will not only mean casualties among the common folk, but will endanger your own life as well.
Leaving the first two for a second, I have some serious issues with that last one. I'm glad you're concerned for my safety, but I can take care of myself.
But don't you see? The people you wish to depose are human, just as you are, and their vengeance will eventually find you, no matter how hard you try to stave it off. I know full well the guilt that accompanies such actions, and the retribution they provoke.
Everyone has to deal with the consequences of their decisions. If you let it rule you, Fodlan never changes. And if it doesn't change, it'll just fall apart.
But not taking the time to look where you're going will only lead you to stumble and fall. And if there are those who would be hurt by this, I consider it my duty to help them.
There you go, trying to save everyone again. You really are too good for me.
To be honest, I'm jealous of how you're not burdened with the same restrictions.
In the world I'm trying to create, you wouldn't be burdened by them either. You could even... No, forget that. I'm serious about what I said, though. And I really do admire how you want to save everyone. Honestly, if you weren't a king, I think we could have been friends.
I feel much the same. Had I joined with you, I might have been able to see a different vision of Fodlan.
Let's check out that distortion because fucking our god decided to do some distortions. Bippity boppity woo. I'm not gonna stay here any longer, I'm just gonna go.
Try over that way, maybe?
Good idea. It seems different from the rest of the void. Look out!
So it failed. Has my skill degraded that sharply over the years?
Then again, it has been so many years that I've said on anything battle related, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
And look what you brought me. The three who fancy themselves sovereigns, ruling over that abomination's wretched spawn. What unexpected luck. I do hope you are all prepared to face death this day.
So this is Arval, is it? Undo this sorcery and return us from whence we came, demon.
Oh, I do not think that will be happening. But even if I desired to accede to your wishes, the great forbidden spell of Zahras is a one-way journey. None can escape this eternal darkness.
I vote we kill this thing and see what happens. Who's with me?
Something tells me they wouldn't lay this trap, only to suffer the same fate as us. If this being can free themselves from this void, it stands to reason that so too can we.
Then try cutting me down if you like. Sadly, what you see before you is but an illusion.
Blah, 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 blah.
I have a task to fulfill, and once it is accomplished, I shall leave this place alone.
Arval, wait! What task are you talking about? Why did you use me? What are you trying to do here?
Ah, but you are mistaken. I am not Arval. My name is Epimenides, an ordinary man who vowed to kill the beast which set the earth ablaze. Do you not comprehend my purpose? I must save this world and its true people. That is why I chose to pass my consciousness down through the ages. And you are the vessel for that consciousness.
What does that mean?
I don't know, maybe we'll eventually do the other one, it makes sense. Anyways, I think for this fight, I think we're gonna try controlling the other allies here instead of just doing it always from with
I
Chaz.
don't know what's going on, but I do know whoever that is needs to be stopped.
And how far are you willing to go? Will you cut down your own friends to reach me?
Hubert? No. It must be a double.
If so, it's completely indistinguishable from the real thing. This is vile sorcery indeed.
Majesty, why are you consorting with the enemy? He is right where you want him.
Why are you... No. This is a deception. The man I know would never raise a weapon at me.
The Emperor is before you. Deal the killing blow.
You can't fool me. If it were really you, you'd understand.
God, no! Don't do this!
Whee!
I can't believe you would hurt me.
This is harder than I thought. I mean, how do we know for sure they're not real?
Sorry, I'm getting a level up.
One step closer to my goal.
I've awaited this moment.
You would drench your hands in the blood of friends to get what you want. I should have expected no less from the children of beasts.
I've awaited this moment.
Your screams are so real.
There we go.
You're through!
Watch this. Take a breather.
Push. Whoop. Whoop.
There. Don't know who will confront next.
Are we being warped away? No. Space itself is distorting around us.
Not a problem.
We
Our
changing
surroundings
places?
have changed.
This place is so twisted you can't even tell where you are.
Aren't you sad for your comrades, murderers? There it is. There is your rage.
Uh-oh. I can spot one fake, but how do I tell which Aegard and Dimitri are on my side?
I like this effect. I like that I call it like half effective and half non-effective because I'm finding myself. Goodness.
Not a problem.
Perhaps each of us should take on their own double to prevent confusion.
That's not a
Oh,
bad
Jesus,
idea.
I am almost dead.
Take your final bow. Now leave!
This darkness is a mirror for the soul. And once a soul is imprisoned here, it is eternally severed from the real world.
Just imagine how much easier our task will be with the two of us. A nice thought, yes. But I'm sad to say I failed to trust even myself.
Why are you helping the Emperor, you wretch? If you mourn your friends, avenge
turn.
them.
Not a problem. I've got this.
No problem.
It's a blessing I get to face you. There is truly no one I more desire to end.
Whoop.
You're mine!
I feel like I just slew my twin brother. Let's try this.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You're through!
Whoosh! Spin!
You're mine!
Whee! Whee!
You're through! You're careless.
Whee!
I refuse to hold back. You won't stop me!
We changing?
I shall take the lead.
I'll take a... Game over.
Illusion or no, I must thank our adversary for letting me experience that.
It's not over.
Whee! Fire! Whee! Scaring this race that has going on for a while.
Is that all?
Whoosh!
Take a breather.
I can't say it's pleasant watching my own death.
That's the last of the illusions.
So it would seem.
At least now we're certain they're not real. We can cut them down without mercy.
Again? Please tell me we're gonna find that guy this time.
Right. Let's get searching.
Oh, but you four are a marvel. To think you are already adapting to this place. Now have the grace to lay down your lives and let the world you've torn apart heal. Ah, there you are, my partner in destiny.
You're not Arval. And even if you were, I'd fight you all the same.
Unfortunate, but you are forcing my hand.
Yeah, some of the things.
Help.
So even our mercenary friend gets a phantom. This is going to take all of us. Time to put our differences aside.
Destroying me will achieve nothing, for you will all still be trapped in this place.
Witness my
Why
true
does it have to
power.
be you? I don't want to fight you. Not often a gal gets to fight herself. I think I'm gonna enjoy this. Okay, I hate this. It even thinks like me.
Thanks for the parents of a cool style.
You're done!
It seems I am forced to do this myself. So be it. Come at me if you dare.
I've got...
No problem, I got it.
Our adversary has finally run out of tricks. Time to finish this.
Take your final bow. Now leave!
I've awaited this moment.
Watch this! Enemy down!
You're always bailing me out.
Not
I hope to return the favor someday.
Take a breather.
Nothing I do is enough. How much more must I sacrifice?
No longer anymore, Paris.
You're done!
No, this isn't over. Be gone with you! The cycle of this world must be protected! You fool! Why must you resist me so?
You know my reason. The tomorrow we're fighting for. The choice is ours to make!
It's incredible. Just how strong you've become.
Arval.
You have grown more than I ever thought possible. And yet... I've never felt more alone.
Loot gang going. Loot gang.
Looks like we made it out in one piece.
Are you sure about that? I still have no idea what's going on.
Arval, or Epimenides, I suppose, has vanished, and we've been returned to where we started. Perhaps we should just consider this a victory. An ironic one, as we achieved it by working together.
Fair enough. So, what happens now?
I can't speak for Edelgard, but I'm not exactly itching to fight you. Whatever's in store for us, let's say we just call a truce for now.
I wouldn't have been able to return here had it not been for your assistance, as well as Claude's. Letting you walk away may not be the soundest of tactics, but at this point I see no other option.
Agreed. Let's consider all debts paid.
But just to be clear, I crushed you once, and I can do so again.
Right. I gotta admit, I never saw any of this coming.
In truth, I can't say I much expected any of this.
Still, it got us talking again, and that's gotta be worth something.
Well, I should be off. I hope we can do this again sometime. The speaking part, anyway.
In that case, I will depart as well. I'm sure everyone must be quite concerned for me by now.
See you both on the other side of this war. Well, my friend, are you ready to get out of here? We still have one more enemy to deal with before all of this can end. Archbishop Rhea awaits.
Golden Wildfire. Field of Beginnings.
What? Yeah, this is called a Field of Beginnings. Why is this weird?
The Federation successfully aids the Imperial Army, and together they pursue the Kingdom and Church forces. However, Claude's sole aim is to eliminate Archbishop Rhea. While Edelgard contends with the Royal Army, Claude and his forces go after the Church. In their pursuit, they arrive at the Tailtean Plains, where Saros and Nemesis battled long ago.
Ah, okay, so it makes sense of the wedding. Awesome.
It's not much further to Kingdom territory. Once we've crossed the border, we'll march through the Tailtean Plains and make our way to Ferdiad.
The plains of Tailtean are the largest in all of Fargus. As I recall, they're also where a well-known battle took place long ago.
We're going by land instead of sea this time, huh? I have to admit, I prefer it this way.
We may have taken a wild little detour, but we're finally back to marching on the Kingdom capital.
Claude, are you sure it would not be prudent to ask the Imperial Army for assistance? They certainly owe us after that last battle.
The Imperial Army changed course to travel west, and Edelgard went after them. They're well on their way to Aryan Road. Most of the Kingdom's forces have gathered in the west as well. Rhea and her troops are the only ones who fled north.
I don't get it. Sure, it makes sense for the Kingdom to reinforce their position on the Western Front. They're losing ground there after all. But is the King of Fargus really abandoning the defense of his capital city and the Church?
I can't claim to know what his intentions are, but I suspect Dimitri's decided to leave the rest to me.
What's that supposed to mean? What in the world could the king of an enemy territory trust you with?
I think I get it. Dimitri is counting on Claude.
To dissolve the Central Church.
The Central Church is just a millstone around the Kingdom's neck at this point. Dimitri's probably hoping Claude will cut him loose.
Are you suggesting that the king wishes to avoid formally cutting ties with the Central Church and is therefore using us to bring about its demise?
Yes.
I have heard that the Central Church aided the kingdom when civil war broke out. Perhaps Dimitri feels indebted to the Archbishop, and his knightly values demand he not oppose her directly.
But that's... No. I suppose this is the nature of war.
There's more to it than that. The Kingdom and the Church have a long history, full of reasons why the King can't betray them. Long ago, the hero Lug von Blethid cut down the Adrestian Emperor of his day.
God, I remember when I started this Let's Play, and I just thought Luke was such a ridiculous name. They wouldn't actually name any more characters that.
In fact, their battle took place on the Tailtean Plains. The Church mediated the conflict and recognized House Blethid's independence, leading to the founding of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. As you might have guessed, that's how they got the holy bit in their name.
So essentially, abandoning the church would mean turning their back on the very group to whom they owe their independence.
Not sure which point might have been missed, but you know, just on the off chance, so feel free to pause the video because I'm not going back to record this cutscene.
And that's why Dimitri wants the fledgling Leicester Federation to do his dirty work and abolish the Church in his stead. And that's my guess, anyway. But his reasons are immaterial, since getting rid of the church is what we've been after all along. For the sake of our future and the free world to come, we'll tear down the Central Church and put an end to Rhea.
You can count on it. And if they run off to Ferdiad, we'll just have to conquer the capital to get to them.
That's the spirit. You know, kid, you've really become someone we can depend on. And now, Your Majesty, we await your official order.
You got it, Judith. It's time to fling open the doors to a whole new era. All forces, advance!
And I still got some other battles to go before the finale, seriously? Vey.
I have a proposal.
I've got an idea. Yep, I've got this.
One step at a time.
Can't heal off anymore. Everything's coming to a head. I have a feeling this next battle will be the final one. I'm gonna get this milk pistol to someone while I've still got a chance.
Greetings.
Where is Claude? There he is.
Look who it is. How's that?
We're finally approaching the end of the war. You going to be okay, says? No, I'm not avoid you attack one of our allies again, really. But that awful being is gone now, right?
Right on.
I'll be fine. I can still fight.
Uh-huh.
Well, I trust you. Just tell me immediately if anything feels off. Thanks to you, I had a chance to speak with Aegon to meet you directly. What happens next is up to them. God won't fight to finish.
One step at a
So
time.
emerge victorious and usher in a new era.
Well, if you're sure, I promise I'll take good care of it. I want you to have this. It means a lot to me.
No, it's on poison! Be careful! Should I be concerned about this? I feel like I should be very, very concerned about this. Dust cloud? Collection of documents detailing how to create various poisons that have a wide range of effects, though none of them are deadly. That is something to write. Oh boy. Just one last thing before I end this off. Innocent shop with us, okay. Body's being tied at the very end, so yeah, none of that matters. Okay. No new last second power logs. Right. Well, I was hoping I'd end this whole thing today, but I'm also out hungry and kind of want some food, and I can always just record the last bit of this tomorrow, so I'm not too concerned. We're finally approaching the end of Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. It's been quite the wild ride out, I'll say that much. Of course, I still got to record a whole separate slew of other things just for one giant bonus video, but if it's how it's gonna be, then that's just how it's gonna be, because I will more than likely just point this to anybody who wishes to see my reactions towards certain cutscenes and certain other things I have not seen, because I've stuck with recruiting the Ashen Demons for all 3 bouts. So, I still got plenty to do on my own time, so expect that to be done so much soonish if past me remembers to actually record them ahead of time. But yeah. Next time when Let's Play Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, we'll prepare ourselves to deal with the final battle and defeat Lady Rhea herself. Those who still in the dark, maybe not joining in the battle as well, who knows. We shall see when the time comes. I'll see you guys then.